Excited to be back.
Well, I want to tell you this first of all. You got this special.
Yeah.
It's called Chill.
Yeah.
I watched this thing. 5 stars out of 4 possible stars.
Okay. Thank you.
It's seriously great.
Thank you.
Is this your 3rd special?
This is my 2nd hour-long special.
Your 2nd? Okay. Because the first one was called...
Joe Mande's award-winning comedy
That's
special.
right, yes.
Yeah.
And this is called Chill.
Yeah.
When and where?
Friday, I believe 12:01 a.m. on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all the Mande heads are going to be up.
Oh, yeah, the Mande fans.
Hitting refresh.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Not yet.
So.
Not yet. It's 12. It's 12 and 4 seconds. It's not up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody over at Hulu is just like, flip the switch. There's just a switch that says Mande.
Right.
And they just throw it.
Yeah. That's what I've been told. It's like Tron switch. It's like Tron with Jared Leto's Tron. Yeah.
Jared Leto's Tron. That's right. As a kid, I saw Tron so many times.
Really?
For some reason, it made sense to me.
It was so cool looking for its time. Like, really cool.
And but for its time, then you see it now, you're like, it's the worst looking thing I've ever seen. It's like a black and white movie that they just drew. Like some
like
neon
they got highlighters at Staples.
They had blue and red highlighters. Yeah. And how did you end up getting to know Blake Griffin? Was he just hanging around with comedy?
Actually, he was doing we linked up at it sounds like a episode of Crashing, but we were at the Montreal Comedy Festival, and he was doing like a secret show, and I think we met through Neil Brennan or something, but I was helping him like write jokes for the show, and then we were just like hanging out in Montreal because he was injured. And was just like, he's just a huge comedy fan, so we sort of just linked up, and he is it was annoying how like naturally good and like his stage presence was already there.
That's just not fair.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, this is all I have.
Yeah, I know.
These
for
things
sure.
Here.
He did a great bit that was involved audience participation, but he got someone. He was always saying how like people think athletes are stupid because you only see them talking like after a game being interviewed. He's like, we're so tired. And so he brings someone on stage and makes them do like 50 push-ups and a bunch of jumping jacks, and then is asking them just very basic questions. The person is completely out of breath, about to throw up, and can't talk. And he's like, you idiot, you're so stupid.
Just the idea that it's just like, hey, I just ran 7 miles and got punched. Like imagine if someone punched you for the entirety of the 7 miles you ran in front of people,
in front of an arena, and they're either happy or they're angry at you.
And now it's like, talk to us.
Explain the nuances of your 7 mile punch fest.
Now, how do you picture this Anthony Edwards thing going? Would you think this has to get on his? This is hit. Somebody's going to tell him about
so.
This.
I mean, that you are right that this was all just a giant attempt.
From a mile away. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have not been subtle about it. Actually, I somehow got tickets this year. I sat courtside at the Lakers season opener against the Timberwolves, and fully like drove to like deep Altadena to buy the same ridiculous sunglasses he wears at news conferences, and I wore sunglasses and a jersey and his shoes courtside, just hoping to get some sort of acknowledgement. Didn't get it, so I think already maybe I'm just like trying too hard. I need to like reel it in a bit.
It's like you always hear about people showing up to like I remember a friend was telling me, he's like, they went to see Don Rickles, and one guy wore like a neck brace,
right? And just begging for something. And
then Don Rickles saw them and just went, like, he shook his head. No, I see what you're doing.
Right,
there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember I went to see Don Rickles with a friend we went to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He was playing one of the casino in Bethlehem.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. And my friend got the tickets, and we're walking up front, and we're going further up, and he's like, oh no, how close are we? We were second row. And then we get there and we go over. We ended up being 2 seats away from like the range of like we were 2 seats to the left.
Zone.
Yeah, exactly. Like at a Gallagher show, and where if we were like 2 seats over, we would have been in his eye. Hey, what are you two doing here? Like that we would have been. And he was
so
like,
you just nearly
almost
near
got
miss.
it.
Yeah,
and I wanted like, he was like terrified. I was like, are you kidding? This would be the greatest moment of our lives if this guy just zeroed in on us.
I used to open for Susie Essman years and years ago, and it was a similar thing where like it was essentially like her entire synagogue would come to Caroline's, but like people would sit up front just hoping to get just demolished by her. Yeah. And she was like, don't do crowd work. And I was like, don't worry about it. But it was like, people just so eager to get yelled at.
Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. So say you're at the game. You got the shades on.
The shades on.
You got the shoes on. And
he looks the same cardigan he wore.
The same cardigan
to the Olympics. Yeah.
And he sees you. And then 2 minutes later, a security guard comes over and asks you to leave.
Yeah.
He's scared.
I'd be like, no, I get it.
Yeah. Are you trying to scare him?
You're scaring him?
Are you like trying to
Right. They did lose the game, so maybe I got in his head. Yeah.
He goes 0 for 25 and he just at the press conference. There was this one guy.
Stalker. My stalker's back.
Yeah. My stalker's back. But you actually ended up, when you went to a game in Minnesota, you ended up like, were you on?
We were on, my best friend and I from high school were on local TV. And we're, it was just so embarrassing how we were dressed, and we just embraced it. And the woman let us talk for way too long. Yeah. My friend went to Target earlier in the day, and because we had gotten these plastic horns shaped like wolves' heads, and so he got a dog collar attachment so he could wear it around his neck. And so then we were on TV so long that he was able to go through the process of how he bought a dog harness for his horn, and he was wearing a chain. And I don't know why we were allowed to be on TV that long, but it is it's on my Instagram. It was a crowning achievement for sure. And they lost that game as well.
So you're a jinx.
I mean, I've been a fan my whole life, and they've been terrible. Yeah,
you're like Ted Cruz when he shows up at like and they see him at
in more ways than one.
Like an Astros game, like go don't come here.
Yes.
And he's just, and they like, isn't his record like insane?
It's crazy. It's like, and it's like, every sport.
It's like 2-14.
Yes.
Like that just, they loot whenever Ted Cruz is in the stands, the home team loses.
And it's always like a embroidered polo shirt with the team's logo on it. Yeah.
That he just, they handed him. Yeah.
You can see the creases.
You know what the example, I can give you my example of what your Warriors loving friend did was Julie Klausner, our friend Julie Klausner, this year said, I'm going to watch the WNBA and I'm going to watch the Liberty. And she just like picked, it was like a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
And I said to her point blank, I was like, they're going to win it all now because
you
that's
decided
how this is going to work. Like, I've been suffering my entire life. I guarantee they're going to win it all this year because that's just how things work.
Right.
And then they did.
It was rigged. It was rigged.
Well, look, and here we go with.
Oh, here we are.
So this is a okay
bar right outside the. It was right before the game.
Sure, and you got a
headband. I got Garnett jersey. We painted our nails.
Okay. Yeah. This
look how long we're on TV. This is live. Yeah. So then he's got his dog harness on the.
This feels like not like you would not get in the building.
Right. I know. It was like I think we were interviewed right outside by the crew that was doing that Starting Five Netflix show. And we didn't make the cut for that somehow.
No. So
even though I worked on Netflix shows, they should show some respect.
Be just kind of like, we got one of our own here, hometown talent.
Right.